Has the AI revolution started? Are we in a simulation? I have no idea. But artificial intelligence is becoming more real every day. And for now, it looks like it's going to actually make our lives a little easier instead of enslaving us. Well, fingers crossed at least.
So AI at its basic level is simply just software that will make decisions that would have traditionally been made by humans. And with AI usually comes machine learning, which is the software's ability to improve its function over time by doing repetitive tasks.
What's it doing? It's learning.
And there are many programs coming out that are making filmmaking and visual effects a whole lot easier, giving 3D scanning and 2D image generating personal artists to the masses. I mean, think about it. How cool would it be to have a 3D LiDAR scanner directly in your pocket? Well, with Polycam, you can, but right now only on Apple devices. However, there is a 3D scanning app for Android, but it doesn't use LiDAR, which is an acronym that stands for Light Detection and Ranging. It basically uses lasers to measure distances while your camera takes in the color and textures. With this technology, it takes just a fraction of the time that it normally would have to create 3D objects in photogrammetry. But I wonder, does this increase in speed come at a quality cost? Looking at their website, some of the models are actually really good, and while others are not so much. But you can see the potential this tech has for creating 3D objects without needing to spend hours and hours at a computer. And with its growing community, if you're looking for something specific, it's probably out there. Need a statue? Boom, there's a statue. How about a burrito? Bam, there's a partially eaten burrito? Man, I'm hungry. And if you want to take it even a step further, then it's Nerf or nothing. NVIDIA has their Instant Nerf, which stands for Neural Radiance Field. The program takes a bunch of 2D images from your camera and links the points while analyzing the light and shadows to create a 3D rendering. To create a Nerf, it's super important to maintain consistent lighting and to take a lot of photos. And then after that, you just need to learn how to use the software. Now, Nerfs aren't exactly new, but the time it takes to process images into 3D renderings has significantly dropped because of NVIDIA. And this year, they even challenged people to use their technology in a Nerf sweepstakes. Some of these 3D scans may be just a little rough, but to be honest, there's a lot of really spectacular things being done out there, like subscribing to this channel, for instance. One thing in particular, though, have you ever tried to 3D scan an object with a mirrored surface? Well, let me tell you, it's pretty much impossible. Or at least it was. Check out what Karen Chang was able to do with Nerf. The implications for this tech is seemingly endless. Let us know in the comments below if you've used any of these tools before and what do you think about them? Are you excited about where this is all going or not so much? Also, stick around to the end because we're going to dive into whether or not this all has any chance of eventually putting artists at risk of being replaced. But what about our friends over in the 2D space? How is AI changing that landscape?
Some of the oldest known art in the world are cave drawings like this one.
Well, okay, just kidding. That's not actually an ancient cave drawing. We made that in DALL-E 2, which is one of the main AI 2D imaging protocols. This program takes a text prompt and creates an image based on a larger database of images online. The cave drawing we showed was created using the simple 3-word prompt Buffalo Cave Painting. But a prompt can be really as detailed as you want. Replacing its predecessor DALL-E, DALL-E 2 has new and improved features, notably higher resolution outputs, but now the ability to upload your own image and get variations based on it versus using a text prompt. On the flip side, you can erase sections of an image and replace those sections with a text prompt. Pretty cool. We played around with this function by giving Steven some new wardrobe. Currently, DALL-E lets you generate 50 images per month for free, but it also gives you the option to buy more credits if you're feeling a little bit wild. But DALL-E isn't the only 2D artist on the block. Midjourney and Stable Diffusion are other big player AI protocols. Midjourney is a program as well as a community where you generate your images via a Discord server. And as of the time of this recording, it gives you a free trial period before you're going to eventually have to pay for a subscription. Stable Diffusion, on the other hand, is a little more tricky because it's a program you have to download to your computer, and you may have to watch a few tutorials to get it up and running. But the trade-off is that, as opposed to Midjourney, everything is completely private and there aren't any restrictions on how much you can create. So why do we care so much about all this AI stuff as filmmakers and visual effects artists? Isn't it all just gonna eventually put us out of work anyway? In our opinions, most likely not. And here's the reason. Every new technology has only ever really expanded the art world. Photography didn't replace painting, film didn't replace theater, and the internet didn't replace print. Well, kinda. They just gave people the ability to communicate in newly evolved ways. And now the new age of artists in the world are going to be the ones who can talk the talk of AI. And I myself am admittedly getting a little bit behind. Back in my day. But I swear I'm trying to catch up. There are even websites out there now selling text prompts that you can feed into these generators to get exactly what you want. Maybe we can call ourselves promptologists, a mix of artists and scientists diligently working around the clock to figure out how to best speak to these AI generators. You know, I always wanted to be a scientist. And when it comes to filmmaking, creating concept art can now be so much faster and cheaper. Imagine having to spend days or weeks or even months sketching out your ideas that may or may not even be even formed yet. But now you can just simply use words to tell a computer your idea, and it'll spit you out something potentially even cooler than what you originally imagined. And then combining these technologies together with the tech we already have, we could have a text prompt that builds out entire sets or even fully formed characters in a film. We could have entire worlds made in just a few clicks, only limited by our own creative choice of wording. And two cool things that we can already use programs like Midjourney and DALL-E for are creating matte paintings and image sequences to animate. And I think somebody already made some tutorials for that.